Exactly. Oh, finally, YouTube is really slow. Always slow. Okay, let me set up the always last few things. And can you... Aha, see? I think it's something is fishy here. Wait. What?
Hmm?
Aha, now you should be hearable to the stream.
Lol, okay.
Yes, I have no idea why
All my
my...
speed lost.
Yeah, OBS is not nice with me. It always likes to change stuff.
Happens, don't worry. Then once again, hey yo, and thank you for having me.
Hey yo. Okay. Um, it should be all set up. Unless... Okay, so today we gonna have a really nice chat about some upcoming games in a more specific MMORPGs, since this is our gem. We love MMORPGs, and yes, we really like to judge a lot of games that how can I say, are questionable.
Yeah,
So
why not?
yes, in the last past years, many games have come and we were disappointed. And in the future years, days, or maybe weeks, other games are coming, which might be even more disappointed from some point of view.
Or they might surprise us, let's see. But at the
Exactly.
moment, keep skeptical with everything that you see.
Now developers really like to play with our minds and induce us that they are making the best game for us. But in reality is just a show to sweeten us and squeeze all the money from our pockets.
Right, a lot of marketing goes in there
Repeat.
at the moment.
So, we can start with a
The
nice game.
latest reveal.
Yes, a game that revealed few weeks ago, I think. Few days, weeks ago.
I don't know. I had it last week in my recommendation, so I call this something of the past days that has happened. I
It's not...
also see now YouTube coming up with this, so even though there apparently already was an alpha, which I did not notice, right now it is in my perspective.
We can say it's kind of new for us.
Yes, exactly. So I would say perhaps this is the case for a majority of people because we're not following this, but right now that other people or bigger YouTubers are talking about it, like Asmat for example, it is gaining a spotlight after last week.
Yeah, so the game we are talking about is Dune Awakening, which is a game based on um movie, actually not a movie, but a book or four
Serious,
books, yes.
yep.
And
A
just...
narrative of Frank Herbert. published already way back in the 1960s. And now we got the movies, which are very popular. So apparently we also get a game on its way to topple it off. Right? What you say?
1 second, I'm fighting the boss.
Okay.
Okay, done.
Well,
So,
I would guess you and me will take opposite opinions here or roles. Because I think you would be more positive about this, and I would be more on the negative side or critical one. Just to throw this in from the start.
well, you know that I play a bit of variety of games.
Mm-hmm.
So I look a bit more into a larger point of view of games.
Sure.
Since I don't have my sweetheart game that sadly closed, I always try to find something to feel at home. But
I get you.
there is actually nothing that really could catch me as good as other games in the past.
You're not the
So,
only one.
so I have some good opinion about
Mm-hmm.
this Dune, and I will have some not goodish one. Now I will compare a bit the game with what I know from the movie, not the books, because I did not read yet the books, but I know a bit about the movie and a bit the story that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I really noticed that from the beginning, the game is not really related to the storyline, which I think it's for the best. So let's start from the beginning, right?
Yeah, I would also say let's start from the beginning because what you just said is debatable, but that might be too far ahead. So let's just
Yes.
start lower, smaller from the beginning.
Let's start with nobody, with the idea that nobody knows the book or the movie, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
the game is, how can I say, spatial. It's a sci-fi game, okay? That's the
It
word I
is,
was
yeah.
searching for.
Yep, it is.
So it's based on a planet called Dune. It had another name, but right now it's slipping my tongue.
Arrakis.
Arrakis. Okay, perfect. So mm, the game will be
A survival
a
MMO.
survival MMO.
Yep,
For
on the
example,
planet of Arrakis.
a combination between, I don't know, World of Warcraft and Lost Ark. Ark Survival. They had a similar name, so sorry for the. But without
Super.
the magic, in a way, the game will have a kind of magic, right?
I am not sure at this point. At least I don't hear it from the trailer or the dev studio behind it.
I
It
think
really just sounds more like a traditional survival MMO, where at first you have the base survival for water and shelter, and then later on it goes on a more sophisticated state where you survive on a political stage. And I don't know how they wanna implement this into the game with the political stage, it sounds good on paper, but having this really there in a game sounds to me like an honest challenge. I mean,
Exactly.
yep, there is this thing with the two factions, but I mean, you and me as MMO players, when I hear the word faction or faction war, there are a good amount of red flags popping up in my head. Like, oh no, here we go again. Because, yep, once more, on paper, this sounds so nice. You think that the players, they will split equally, being equally on these sides and then fighting with honor. The reality is no, players don't do this at all. As soon as they see that a certain side is winning, a very good
Slightly.
amount of players is just swapping over or immediately goes to the side that is apparently the stronger one, not even giving a shit to, yeah, being equal or fighting with honor. Nah, we want to have the easy win, and therefore we just go to the side that is hosting the bigger player base or the bigger guilds, the more powerful ones. It's always the same.
Yes, and it's really hard for developers to actually force player to split evenly, because at the point you will not like to be in the losing side for eternity, right? Like, if the best player base is in faction B, they will win almost all the time, and the players who lose will just move over. Nobody likes to lose, right? So it's really hard to balance a faction system based. And this is one of the things that I really, really don't like about Dune. Like,
Yeah, me neither.
why
Me neither.
making a faction based when so many games try to do that and fail?
And failed. Exactly.
And
I also don't understand. Why are you not looking at previous games who had the same thing and all of them in the end had to accept defeat because it is a battle where you cannot win. You cannot implement things that force players to stay on a certain side because also this works out crappily, and you can never count on people being like, you know what, guys, even though we don't win that much, we still wanna keep up the balance of everything so that not just everyone is running over. Yes, they do just run over, and they don't give a damn that they are imbalancing the whole system. Most people are seeking out just easy wins, as it is.
yeah, and this happens in all the games. A lot of bullying, a lot of bad mouthing,
Easy
BMing.
fights.
Yes, it will always happen. And in a perfect situation, it could work.
Exactly. In
But
a perfect world with perfect human beings who wanna do things with honor and everything, not cheat their way through on the easy route, this faction system works. But in the universe that we are living in, forget about it. Take this paper, nuddle it up, and throw it to a trash bin.
yep, it's really unrealistic to manage a faction-based game nowadays.
It is.
Well, I will jump a bit to a side that I like about the game, since now we spilled a lot of salt on
Exactly,
it.
exactly. We are already spilling salt. Let's start with something where perhaps we can both agree. Yeah, this is nice.
Let's talk a bit how can I say,
Just shoot it.
how the interaction between players will work, because the game wants to implement uh, safe zones and hunting zones for other players,
Yes.
and there will be in the I don't know if it's only in the hunting zone, but I think to be only in the hunting zone where the sand and the worms will be active and all the PvP will actually happen. But maybe
Hmm.
some of the worms could be found even in the safe zones under quotation.
As far as I understood, it actually depends in what stage of the desert you are, because apparently there is the first level of a desert zone where you can encounter the smaller sandworms, and then down the road in the deep desert you're gonna have these gigantic ones that you also see
In the trailer.
referenced in the movie. No, I hope not. I mean, this the creative, what was he called, Joe or Joel or something? Yep, he said that the gigantic ones, yeah, they have this super round head that we already also see in the films. So in the trailer, we see those that have more a triangular shape to them, that are more opening up like these certain type of plants that can eat flies, you know?
Hmm. I think there is something in the trailer related to the worm that just it's big and the mouth, like when it's set up in the position, everything falls inside and all this tooth teeth.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was what do I have to say right now? What do I have to say?
It's
I
fine,
didn't
it's
want to
fine.
say another word.
It's okay.
That like you fall inside and you see that it's eating the whole car and it explodes inside its mouth.
Yeah, I know. It can even swallow vehicles and such, so I would also guess that this is their reference to big ones.
One thing that I'm pretty curious how the mechanic with the worms will work. Since I will do now a small reference to the movie. In the movie, they speak about a certain military strategy to work on sand, and it's like a dance. It's really unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Like you move randomly with the legs to spread the sand, to not make rhythmic noises to attract those worms because they're attracted
Exactly.
to sound,
Ex-
right?
exactly. This is the tactic in order to avoid these warns, because they, I would guess, are blind, so they relate heavily
On
on
vibration.
hearing, on vibration and everything. Exactly. So if there's something on the surface that has a rhythmic sound, like walking of humans in the regular sense, they come at you. I've got no idea how they want to implement this to the game, that you do this the same. Where I'm already a bit disappointed is that you can only avoid those worms, that you cannot defeat them, nothing. And for me, this is a bit of a missed opportunity in the game, in the MMO, because, this could have been one big world boss that you can fight all together, and then you defeat one of these gigantic beasts.
Maybe they will implement something eventually after a lot of people will play. If the game is successful, they will
Perhaps,
try
yeah.
something for the players, maybe, maybe not, who knows. I wanted to say something else about
Sure.
the worm situation, but I kind of forgot.
It's fine. It's fine. If you want, we can move over to. actually how this whole showcase is starting. Like that they immediately say how they have been since the very beginning in contact with Legendary. And Legendary is the production company of the movie. In fact, there is even this wording in this whole video of 30 minutes that they gave us, from book to film to game. And I wanted to ask you how you felt about it, that they were mentioning the films that much as their visual reference.
Well, since the since books are more to imagine things, when you read, you have to imagine the word, you have to see the word in words.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I know, the book is a really hard book to read, and it explains a lot of the world that is that is there. The film, on the other hand, is a bit different. You can see visually what happens, why it happens like this. Though, in my opinion, you really need to pay a lot of attention to the movie and the books too, to be able to understand what happens. But like, I think they want to refer to the film to give an idea of how huge everything is there, how how fights will happen, how technology looks like, and machinery that you're gonna use, because there is this I will call it helicopter, right? But
Yeah.
it's more like a dragonfly, which looks awesome. I
Right? But what I mean is, do you support it that Funcom, which is the game developing studio of the MMO, is having such a hardcore reference visually to the movies, to the films, to the vision of Denis Villeneuve, which is the director of the movie, or the movies of Dune by now, part 1 and 2?
mm, I'm a bit biased with this.
All right.
As I said, I think they just want to have something to show, since for now the game is a bit unknown. You just have some cuts here and there.
Right. Well, I can tell you, for me, this is the sour point of everything. I really have a trouble with this, because when you listen to this chief creative officer that is sitting there, which apparently is named Joel, he makes references of this collaboration between his team and the film production studio Legendary. He says, yeah, they have been working since the very beginning with Legendary. They were very generous with sharing assets from the film and letting them better understand the vision of Denis Villeneuve. For me, this sounds like as if they were restricted in developing their own graphical vision. From the very beginning, they had to work very close with these Hollywood executives and were in need of permission for their own creative work. Because later on, he even goes on that he has actually, and I'm quoting his own words, an army of concept artists, though they are sending things back and forth with Legendary all the time. So tell me, when you make your own game, and you apparently are also in the meta of this, they know the movies, they know the work of Frank Herbert, yet instead of developing their own vision, they are not only in need, they have to give Legendary everything that they do and waiting for green light. You know, such cases have happened before. For example, best example is the success of the Avatar movies by James Cameron with the whole plotline around Pandora. When the movies were there, the film production studio Lightstorm also reached out to a game developing studio and made apparently a game with them. And when you were listening to the developers there, yeah, they made a speech of how much it was a blessing and how good this collaboration was. When, if you started to hear closely, it more sounded like a nightmare. Because, yeah, you are so restricted in what you actually would like to give away as an idea, as a graphical vision to the game, and yet you cannot do it because you are obligated to send over everything that you want to do to a film production studio that needs to permit whatever you are about to make. And when I am listening to this Joel dude, I'm having the same feelings there. I'm hearing the same story. Yeah, we were in contact with them and we had to share and give away everything at all given times. We were sending back and forth things.
I mean, this could be from for many reasons, but mainly, as you say, is because they don't have the rights to do everything they want. They need to have confirmation on stuff.
Right. Well, for me, it goes further in questioning what is this game right now? Why are you here exactly at this point? Are you not a standalone project? Are you just trying to rip off of the hype of the movies? Because to me, it makes a difference if a game studio stands up and goes like, look at this hype around the narrative of Frank Herbert that is currently happening. Guys, we're gonna go and develop our own game to this. Then having a film production studio approach a game studio and be like, guys, to the hype that we accumulated right now, we also wanna serve the audience with a game. Because we wanna try to get as much more financial profit from this whole thing as possible. And that's the impression that I get from the Dune MMO, that this is not a coincidence that this game is appearing right here, right now. And they do not deliver with their own graphical vision, with their own idea to how to give away the narrative on a visual scope of Frank Herbert to us. No, instead, they go very pretty much along with what the movies are serving us already, graphically.
Yeah, but I mean, it's mostly graphically, so if the gameplay is what it needs to be, I think not much will be an issue. I mean, if they go back and forth just with the graphic side, they just want to make sure that they are getting the good reference from the movie and they are making the models and everything look all right. But I'm I'm a bit off with some stuff. Like if they want to make something from the movie, they need the rights, obviously. And I think we can see that they already don't have some rights for from the movie to make it into the game.
Such as what?
Like the main character, his name was
Paul?
Paul.
No, there's a model that showcases features of him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So then
I mean, they cannot make it one to one to the actual person, but yeah, there are similarities apparently for some NPCs or yeah, how you can do the character. So even that is incorporated.
I see. Well, for my point of view, if the gameplay is on point with what they said and it plays good, it is what it is.
For me, it doesn't hold up that much, really. They take the graphics from the production studio that is making the films and then just punch it together with an MMO theme that is currently really popular, the survival genre.
I
They,
understand.
yep.
I understand your concern that it's just more a scheme for money, but aren't like all the games like that by now?
A good amount, but it doesn't need it. I need to clap them or anything or get on the hype train or praise them for what they're showcasing at the moment.
Yeah, I think the hype train, many people goes into the hype of a game too soon or too fast. Like you in my opinion, you can't get hype about a game that doesn't show you anything. For example, I will go really quick into Ashes of Creation. You have a monthly stream with a huge for you this wiki that tells you everything about the game, about the world. That's building hype, right? Like just
Absolutely.
seeing something that comes from a movie and you do not know anything about the game, that's a bit of bad hype in my opinion. You hype over something that literally that doesn't exist yet. It's just an envision of something. So there are a lot of people who's doing a huge mistake going hype after a game like this so soon.
Right. Though at the moment they garner pretty good some people just because yeah they can say we are showcasing the visuals from the movie. And to me what I see right now is even though you say yeah but it's just the visuals, pretty much what is there to me, the game lives a lot by its visuals. This is the selling point at the moment, in my opinion, of this whole journey. Because, yeah, it is not a fantasy MMO. It's not like that they took the route and taking the visuals from the movie and then incorporate the narrative of Frank Herbert from the books into a fantasy MMORPG where you are having cities and everything, where you can really say, like, wow, okay, so they give us more than the movies. No, they take, I would even say, the easy route and use the survival topic there on the survival stage, where all that you have is landscape. Landscape over landscape, miles on. Because what you have to do there is grinding, harvesting, building your own shelter, your own house there, whatever it is. So pretty much everything there just lives from the visuals.
Well, that's a survival game. Like if the map needs to be vibrant in colors, the graphic needs to be as high as could be. You need to feel inside the game. This, in a way, this is the genre right now. It needs a good quality of graphic and a decently
Yeah,
good gameplay behind.
my point is you don't bring anything of your own to the table. You are just making something based off from a film, you incorporate it into a game. It's not like that, in my opinion, these developers are giving us anything of their own vision where we can say, yeah, Funcom, this studio there, they came up with the Dune MMO and it was a blast because they showed us something on their own accord visually. No, they were in a way hired by the film production studio. They had to go along with what they had produced already and just switch it over to the medium of game. And in order to have everything sooner out published, because I don't think that it is a coincidence that it is right here, right now, where we have part 2 of the movie in the cinemas. Nah, they went on with a survival theme where all that you need for a game is just the landscape, nothing more.
Mm.
And people who just scrap things together, looking like hobos in the very beginning. You don't need to incorporate cities, you don't need to incorporate an army of NPCs, nothing.
I think
The,
cities will be, since
perhaps
we're gonna have two
I,
factions.
there something, maybe some sort of headquarter base. But there
Like
was not even a sneak peek of any sort of
you can
bigger.
see how kind of city looks like in the movie. So maybe they will get inspiration from that. And but now that you point out that the second movie is soon coming,
It's in the cinemas right now.
oh, it's already
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yup,
So
it is
they want to
here.
build hype definitely with the movie for the game. This is no question asked. That's 100% as you said. But maybe they saw in their movie, this is a nice concept for a survival game. Let's try it. I mean,
To be fair,
yes,
I think it was the other way around. I don't think that they came up with this concept on their own, because the thing is, they actually already have a game around Dune. It's called Dune Spice Wars. So they have a game, this is concluded, and it's out. To me, it looks more like that, as I said, the film production studio, since they are seeing how much of a hype this is generating right now around the world, came up with the idea that they could go an even more profitable way, going from the film industry to the gaming industry, hiring a studio that already has a Dune game under their belt, so they are familiar with this whole setting. It wouldn't take them too long to make another one. You know, coming up to them, approaching them, being like, "We hire you, and you make us a game. That's why you are also so enclosed with us, development-wise, that you need to be in contact with us at all given times. You need to showcase the work that you do, and we give the green light. And with that, yeah, we're gonna have a game to our super successful movies right now. And milk even more money from people."
I see where it's going. I mean, the probability is mid to high, I guess. That is like you said.
It would be too much of a coincidence to me, really. Right now, where part 2 is hitting the cinema, and everybody is praising how they were able to pull it off. This story, this narrative that was deemed unfilmable. So yeah, they took the chance and go even further by looking for another medium where they have the chance to incorporate their visions and garner more money.
Yeah, definitely they're going in for the money. That's I'm sure of that too. But maybe they managed to get a really nice game out of that. I mean, I don't think they want to scam people to make a random game and just sell the game and that's it. How they were presenting the game and how they showcased the game, I think they want to actually make a decent game, trying to go viral with the movie.
I would guess that they want to at least keep it up until part 3 of the movie. That people have something to do while they wait for part 3, which I think is the conclusion to everything, film wise.
Mm. So they just want to make 3 films? This I didn't know.
I can't say for sure how many parts they are actually looking for. My guess right now is, yeah, that it is a trilogy. And when you have something like this, something on this scope, it is kind of really always happening that all of a sudden there pops up a bigger game around this. It happened with Lord of the Rings. It happened with Star Wars. It happened with Avatar, Pandora from James Cameron. It's always there that when there is a larger film narrative, they go from the film industry to the gaming industry just in order to have a further marketing tool to themselves and something that cashes in more on this IP that they own.
Well, for now, they did not make any pre-order mechanic scheme thingy, as all
Yep,
games.
right, it's not there.
So I will give them a small benefit of the doubt, since they
Sure.
didn't do anything to grab money from us yet.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's something that is actually not revealed yet at all. What sort of payment method they incorporate to the MMO,
I think
or
we're
what
gonna find out
model
soon.
it will be. Free to play, buy to play?
Okay, I will go. It's gonna be buy to play,
Yes, this is also what I would guess so far.
and
They want to see
this
money immediately.
and this will give more of a vibe of exactly what you explained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Free to play, I think it's 0.01% chance to happen, and that will be the most relieved thing, that even if it's the scammiest scam in the world, nothing bad will happen. And then I think the best model for them to not look like a scam or like a scheme, not like a scam, scheme, something just they want to just poke some pockets, will be, uh, damn it, why I'm forgetting words, will be a monthly subscription or yearly subscription, depends. There are games that do even yearly subscription, which is okay. So we need to see.
Subscription is definitely out of the way. If they think that people would do this with this game, nah. Buy to play is really the safest route because, yeah, by having the connection to the films, by marketing it so hardcore that, yeah, visually it is what you see in the films or has a very direct link to it, you can make people with this statement alone pay already. So, yeah, buy to play it is. And then maybe perhaps even have a cash shop where there will be some smaller transactions inside with a shop. Because let's be fair, after what happened with Diablo 4, I'm pretty sure many companies might get inspired. If the hype that you generate is good enough, people will just buy into it straight away. So in the first weekend, you make $600 million. Later on, everybody figures out, wait, this is actually trash. But then you made another quarter of a good amount of dollars with the in-game cash up. And yeah, after that you can be whatever. So in the end, it's a failed project. But who cares? You're gonna sit on this first weekend profit.
Yeah, that's why I recommend everyone, do not pre-order games. Do not. I know you want to play from these 3 days before everyone else, but are worth $60 for 3 days ahead? For me, no. But you can decide that for yourself. Though this is how scam games exist, because of pre-orders and early access and bullshit like this. It's really easy to influence people, it's really easy to show pre-rendered stuff, it's really easy to scam nowadays. Not talking about now AI is a thing. So more we go deeper into AI, more scams will appear in the world. So stay safe, people.
But now I'm gonna be curious about the monetization.
I will actually gonna keep an eye. I will check this every 2-3 days to see what happens, unless I get a magic
I'm telling
video.
you, as soon as we know more, the internet will just go viral again. Just or certain channels, like it happened last week.
If the games have a decent price compared to gameplay, I will try it. I will stream it, and I will give my honest opinion. Maybe we will be here too, building around the world and running from worms.
Nah, no, I'm so sorry. This type of game is not my
I
style. I
know.
mean, survival MMO alone, this is really something where I go like, oh please no, why are you doing this to me? You know, when I hear the word MMO, my very first thought is I'm grabbing my screen, being like, are you giving me the Holy Trinity? You dare to say MMO into my face. Are you giving me the Holy Trinity? And when this is not happening, and instead I have a chief officer sitting there, chief creative officer, who describes it like this. We got melee, we got ranged, abilities and vehicles, then I'm already getting gray hair. Because for me, in what plays in my head is like, thank you so much. So in other words, we are a DPS fiesta with fancy skills and machines. We will align ourselves in the list of MMOs of recent years that spit on players out there, me included, who lost their heart by playing a dedicated healer class or being tank. You bring nothing new to the table. You are just spiking up my hopes for 5 seconds just to let it crumble once again.
Well, I agree with you. I really don't like games that don't have the Trinity system. But I don't like shooter games at all. Like, I need a weapon, a sword, most preferably, and I want to cut people, not to shoot people. And I want to have a shield and a staff people behind me that shoots me with green stuff. I don't want to die. Guess what? I mean, they said that they gonna have a support-driven class.
Why are you not mentioning it? You know, I have heard that too. This sentence somewhere lost in translation
It's
in
lost,
between.
yes.
But I'm like, if this is such a prominent thing in the game, why would the chief officer sit there in a chair and when he gets kind of like asked, only list up like, we got melee, we got ranged abilities and vehicles? Honestly, even if you would have said support at the very end, then I would be like, are you kidding me? You list me after them vehicles?
Okay, so let's talk a bit about how the class system will work, right? So from the beginning,
Sure.
you will have a mentor. You will choose a mentor and you will follow his path starting the game. You will have uh, abilities and skills under quotation because I don't know what kind of skills you can have in this game that are similar to your master. In the world, you'll be able to meet other masters that teaches you after you do something to them. Quest line, reputation, we don't know.
That's
And
the next thing that, sorry to interrupt, that confuses me, to be honest, cause let's be fair, some people have a very distinctive idea of how they wanna play the character, especially in an MMO. So, when you have this idea and you would know very well how you would like to play your class, but you are locked because you cannot find your bloody master for 500 hours, what the heck are you supposed to do?
well, if masters are moving constantly, there is an issue in the gameplay.
That, and who says that all the, let's call it, beta masters
No,
are available from the very beginning? Who doesn't say that, yeah, you're starting on a path that is rather boring and you would need to spend like 500 hours into the game grinding your ass off, having explored everything of the world before you encounter this one spot where this genius of a senior is located for you.
sorry to interrupt you, but I want to quit this questline. I don't want to do this anymore. I have to
You
kill
have
foxes.
to. I know. Close your eyes.
I will do. I can't even jump off the cliff after I kill the foxes. I have to pay my debt. I need to find something.
Good luck with that. Sometimes I was also just looking around and not finding my destined location.
Do I really need to kill the foxes?
Yes, I'm sorry. This is required there. I remembered myself.
Can I invite a player to my party so he can do this for me?
Might work, to be honest.
Can we find a player here?
Yeah, it's okay. Just give me a party invitation. I jump into a well and let's see if it counts. So, give me a bit. Yeah,
I
because
don't have to slaughter my kind. I hope it works.
yeah, let's see. Should be working. Oh, come on, all good. I'm on the way.
Only 3, right? Try to not kill more than 3.
Sure, just tell me the exact number.
3.
Okay.
Not the 3 one. The number 3.
Oh, really? When I just asked you about number? Why should I think about floral and fauna?
I don't know.
Oof.
Maybe my accent is not good enough and it's misleading.
Oh, come on. We know each other for several years. I know all about your accent.
No, a player just passed by with a really high speed. I will. What was that sound?
Don't know.
Ah,
Okay, wait.
someone bought from my.
So, Land of the Morning Light. Here we go.
I'm gonna hide here to not see
Oh,
anything.
wait. I'm always forgetting something.
Ah, yeah, true.
Stupid limitation. Why I
It
can't use
doesn't
this one
make
on party.
sense why you can't go in party, but whatever.
No idea, yeah. Really no idea.
Let me know when to invite again.
Now.
Why? Okay, they made me kill pigs. I did it. But why foxes? They're so sweet and fluffy with that big tail.
Well, they have a big fox spirit there, which is, yeah, fluffy but not so nice.
All fox spirits are nice.
Debatable.
Yes, but all fox spirits are nice. In my eyes,
Sure.
at least.
Yeah, exactly. Let's leave it that way. Oops. So yeah, back to Dune. It will be interesting what those mentors are going to be.
In a way, when they said mentors and you can meet them in open world to be trained more, it gave me the idea that you can have multiple uh, art styles. Let's call them, because when I say mentor, I think of martial arts, and I will call them art styles, combat styles. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Fine enough.
so you'll be limited on how many you can have slash equip. You can have them in your memory and forget and reacquire them. It's so strange. It's really hard to imagine. Though there is one more thing. Um, there on this planet is the home people, like home people, the planet people that lives there and now know how to.
Yeah, the Fremen.
Frequam? Home? How? Huh?
Fremen.
Fremen.
Mm-hmm.
I've totally forgot his name.
It's fine.
I think we're gonna relate towards uh this race, we can call it like that, and we could choose the faction afterwards. So we are this kind of people that are used to the planet, how this works, how this goes, and similar stuff. One mechanic that I think is really nice and interesting. They said they're gonna have this sand, this part of the map that is gonna change on a weekly basis. We already said something about this a bit earlier. Oh, you're here. I would
Yep.
look
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Close your eyes.
behind that way after the road. No, I'm not gonna look. Does it works? Yes, it
Tell me.
does. 2,
Okay. Whoopsie daisy.
3.
Okay.
I'm so
That's
sorry, foxes.
oh,
Thank you
come
so
on.
much.
It was easy, precisely shot with the bow.
No. Don't say anything. It hurts.
Okay. No. They didn't see what was coming, you know?
Quick and painless.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
That's fine. You go ahead and continue in the case that it wants something again nasty from you. I will stay here for a bit on the Morning Light Island.
I'm gonna come back for them and hunt them in real life. So they can see how it feels to be hunted in game.
LOL!
Forced to kill your own kind.
Tragic.
Unavailable in party or platoon. Okay, see. Yeah, so the zone slash map that it's gonna change every week. So it's gonna reset and change structurally.
Yeah, this
Sure.
is why they structurally.
Yeah, okay.
This is
That,
why they think it will be very engaging for players, for some people, to map out the areas, to be professional scouts, and when they have the new maps, they're gonna sell it to other players.
this is one thing that I don't like about RPG games. That you're gonna play the game for, I don't know, months, years, and you are going to learn the map so good that you will never use the M button. And there is nothing new to explore. So if you have a bit of variation every week, for example, yes, you will keep learning the map if they make the same patterns. But I think it will take a bit longer to do so.
I would need to see in what sort of extent this is happening. If they alter the terrain so much that it really becomes unrecognizable, that would be something.
That will actually be nice, but I don't think they will change the terrain that much. But the dunes will change position, uh, most probably. Some rocks will be under a sand dune, and maybe at some point that rock will be half or even fully exposed, or even all the sand around underneath the rock will be blown away, and you will have a big flat rock where you are safe from the worm and exposes a safer zone.
Yeah, I can also imagine this in a core to the desert, that some oases are vanishing or coming through. Otherwise, I don't think that, like, yeah, really the terrain gets changed. All of a sudden, a mountain that has been there before is gone. Or that due to the sand, certain caves are sometimes accessible and others are not. But if they mean that there's actual terraforming happening there and you don't recognize the game map anymore after it alters every week, okay, that would be an asset that I haven't seen in a game or in an MMO before.
Actually, now that you see that you mentioned terraforming, would be actually really nice to have a desert zone in an MMORPG that every week devs or map designers go and change all the dunes, because it's should be an easy task in theory. In practice, I don't know.
I don't know either, but maybe it is an asset that is available to you because of Unreal Engine 5. Does this
Yes,
make it easier for you, especially in this engine? Did they even think about such a concept? Because perhaps you can just really switch it up with buttons.
not buttons, but if it's handmade, each time the patterns will disappear and you will never know what's coming next. That makes really, in my opinion, a really nice map, fully designed for PvP.
Well, at the very beginning, as you said, I agree with you there. This might be really intriguing. Though I don't think that they will have like a multitude of different alterations, instead that it switches up to a specific pattern, and as soon as the players know these patterns, like, oh, in this week we have model number 1, in the next week it will be model number 2, then comes the 3, and after that we are back to 1, you know?
If they actually do this, people will find out about this the first time
Yes,
the first
totally.
map
Yeah,
re-enters again.
and then you can throw this thing with, yeah, people were selling maps. Or maybe really just to newbies.
Yes, the map idea will be 100% scratched. And
Also, the next thing is, how do you guys wanna prevent the glory of the internet, of all the hamsters who see such a thing and go like, challenge accepted? And then you just have the different versions of this on the internet to be found for everybody to upload and see.
well,
AKA just remember stuff like Genshin Impact, where certain people just mapped it out, all the locations of minerals and what else not.
thing is with the website, if they provide us with a map and you can actually print screen the whole map, 100% this kind of website will appear next day. There will be not even one day that this website won't exist. You just go map Dune Awakening.com, pam, you have the online map there, and you can do nothing about that as a developer, as anything. It's there. You have no power.
Yeah, of course you can't. I mean, this is part of the world of the internet. People live for such things. When a new game comes out, then they have this task at hand to give out really dedicated maps of their games.
The only ish way to prevent this is to have a handmade map every week. Yes, okay, the map will be on a website in few days, but or maybe one day, depends. If bots will be a thing in the game, no matter what they do, there will always be an online map of the game.
I think this concept is doomed to go away fairly quickly. There will be so much information out there. This sort of player to player interaction or further socializing, yeah, looks good on paper, but with the internet at hand, forget about it.
You need a really huge map to be able to prevent something like that. I think even Ashes of Creation will have an online map. I'll be honest with you, but not from the first day. And who's gonna have that map will be so stressed up on Ashes, I mean, that everything is changing non-stop. And I'm pretty sure that Ashes will try to prevent this as much as possible.
A next quest is bugging you.
I'm bugging. What? Hello? Discord?
Or not?
What?
I don't know, you went silent on me.
I got muted on Discord. I don't know why.
Oof.
From where you didn't hear me anymore?
After I said with the world of the internet, forget about this concept.
So I talked alone for 2 minutes?
I guess so, but it's fine. Might be.
Okay, so I was saying that Ashes of Creation might have this problem with an online map, but I think they will try to fix this issue as much as possible since the map is huge and it needs constant updates. And people who manage a website like this, first of all, it will be player driven. So players will be able to modify the website, and otherwise
That
it won't work.
I don't
Or
get the impression of Ashes that they want to be secretive about their map after the launch of the game. Not like with the Dune MMO that thinks that this will remain in the game, that people need to scout out their landscape and then being able to sell their discoveries to others.
if I remember right, Ashes have a map written system. Like you can write maps in the game too.
Is cool.
So
Though for them, I really there is no issue for them that this will also just be out in the world of the World Wide Web.
depends how fast the game evolves. Because if everything is moving non-stop, it's really hard for players to keep track of everything. Like you will see, I don't know, mushrooms on this zone. You go there, oh, it's not mushroom anymore. It's winter. It's summer. Rip. This will be able only with bots to do in Ashes, or with a lot of players constantly updating. And bots, we know that Ashes plans to do something about bots because they are MMO nerds like us, and they hate cheating.
Well, what you're referring to are specific maps where you see the spots of gatherables.
Mhm.
This is a different type. Dune at the moment really means it in a classic sense of the terrain. And this will not hold up in my opinion.
Mm, depends. It extremely depends how they manage it. But it's really, really hard to manage something like this. Something that it's instantly easy to just snap fingers and make it appear on a website.
Right. And at the moment I also don't see that this open world is really that big. Mainly because also this chief creative officer did not bring up any notes on the scale of this world, which to me indicates that it is more on the smaller scale than the big one. Otherwise, they would have immediately promoted it, in my opinion.
True.
So, by not mentioning the scale of it, this is already giving me impressions that, yeah, we are dealing with something smaller. And if we think about it, yeah, it is just one planet. Even though they call themselves Dune Awakening and are referring to the films and hence also to the books or the books, they are giving us one desert planet. Not the galaxy, not the universe, not nothing else.
Mm, I know. but how can I say? If the map is big, it's fine. If the map is not big, then is a problem. I mean, if the map is big, we can accept that we don't have more than that. If the map is small, I don't know. We go back into the fishy part, that it's cheap and yeah.
Just there to asset the movies, right? Yep. You're back to square one. This is all where it is leading to. It can't be something on a greater scale. It just by thinking about it. Because since they are working with Legendary since the very beginning, but the movie, I mean, even part one is just like 1.5 years ago. So with a bit more pre-production, then yeah. How long have you been on this game? For 2.5, maximum 3 years? For a whole MMO?
Wait. Now I'm doing some math. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Sorry, I'm gonna change a bit the subject.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back a bit with how many players at the map. How many players will Ashes have on a server? Was 10,000?
Yeah. 10k
Okay.
maximum capacity of a server.
And the map, let me check really fast. So let's go to Ashes of Creation Wiki, and let's go to the map. It was, let's approximately 200 by 200 kilometers, right? For 10,000 players, which is enough space to not meet a player instantly. So they said that in Dune Awakening, server would support up to 1,000 players.
Oof. Okay.
So if we do, oh, so Ashes of Creation will have 1,200 square meter space.
Yep.
Kilometers, square meter, kilometers, right? Not just square meters, meters, kilometers. Huge. So if we divide by 10, because it's a 10 times difference between player max, we're gonna have 120 kilometer map, which I think it will be rounded to 150, 200, since you need larger space for player not to meet too often. So yeah, the map will be kind of small.
It makes sense. You've got one planet, and all that we also see in the trailer is just a big landscape of desert.
I will
Plus,
check.
in regards to how much time they had to develop this game.
So I think Ark Survival have around 400 kilometers, 400 cubic, not square kilometers, right?
Don't ask me, please.
So I'm not asking, I'm saying right to notations, because English is not cooperating with me right now. So if we want to go to their what they say that they want to make a survival, Ark is a survival game like they want to make. So
Right?
maybe they will go between 200, 400. What I want to say, to not
It's
stretch this,
speculation.
yes, this
It's
is
speculation at this
speculation.
point.
The map will be small, but big enough to not meet too many players one after another, but in a way to force people to interact when they meet. I don't know, for example, you want to go from point A to point B, you have to pass to a road next to the desert or something like that, or through the desert, and you will meet someone 100%. Probably that's what they want to make. But the map will be, let's hope, big. But let's hope. But
You
yeah,
can hope, but I would say from some matter of fact, it looks more really the opposite.
we need just to wait more informations to see if they even dare saying to say anything about the game in general, like how maps will actually work,
In
how
terms of size, I don't think that they will elaborate any further. They will just say, "Yup, this is the planet that we start off with Dune, with Arrakis, and that's about the content that we have at the very beginning."
tell me a number from 1 to 15.
13.
Oh, wait, this is a supreme old moon scroll. Oh, supreme old moon scroll is the scroll that expires? Yes. Nice, thank you. 13 was a good number.
Always it is.
5 scrolls of 50% item drop.
Easy.
Nice. Well played. Huh?
What do you think about the housing system?
I don't think it's a housing system.
Oh no, okay.
It's just a building system to make a base, a temporary base more or less, that you build to shelter yourself and to not make engagement on you as easy as being in open field. Like I think you'll
Right.
be able to make traps inside your home. Like if someone tries to enter and kill you, you'll have many ways to defend. For example, did you see the small bees that kills you? I
I
mean,
might miss that.
so they have a small kind of insect, mechanical insect, that points to your heart or something like that, and it does. It has a really bad vision, but it relies on movement.
Oh, okay.
So you will kind of be able to sit in a spot in your house and have this insect flying. It's really small, really hard to see. I want to know how it will work in the game, because in the movie was a nice concept. For me personally, looks too overpowered to be able to one shot an enemy without being seen. And I'm like, how, what, why? Okay, the movie works because the thingy enters the room, he sees the thingy, he stays still, so the assassin that is looking after him is doesn't notice him, and as soon as someone entered in the room, the bee went straight to the door and would have killed that person. So the danger is too much for what it gives, but it's a way to make traps in your house. Let's say house. Uh, you can make like to have the higher ground. Like you can have a building to have a higher ground. You can build with someone else, from what I understood. So you can have a guild, build all together, make this really nice base, and defend it, or next to a resource you make the base, and you have, I don't know, people that fire stuff up from the tower or the building. um, you can make blueprints again to save, or say, I don't have to play with my bones while I'm talking.
Lol.
uh, Blueprints while to sell to other people.
Yeah,
But
about your base.
yes, but it gave me a vibe of Valheim, when they said everything about the building and stuff like that. In a way, I like how you can build. It's set on already on piles, like you have a set of a wall plus window, or a wall plus two windows, uh,
Right.
a square where you put everything. Yeah. So it's something that could be built kind of fast if you have the hand, or you can use your blueprints.
I would question how diverse these bases of players will be, since everything needs to follow a certain format, a certain sci-fi design and structure and camouflage to the desert. I feel like that everything will pretty much look alike. And certain things are a necessity to everybody. So everyone will have those wind channels in order to have electricity, in order that they can further build. Everyone will have a certain water system going on, because yeah, you just need to have it since it's a survival based game, and for you to
About
go further in your survival, everybody needs to install a certain type of machine to the base. And yeah, since they are following the sci-fi trope with the visuals of the movie, I I think there will be just a limited arsenal of designs for you to choose.
1 second, about the hydration system.
Yes.
What do you think when
Oh,
the guy said you will be able to drink the blood of your enemies?
I would like to question what happens to my character afterwards. Am I just then deemed dead? Cause when my blood is out of my system and everything, yeah, my avatar has kind of died at that moment. So how will I go on from this state?
I don't know, but that's something really nice that I want to see. I'm like, how could you think something like, I'm gonna kill my enemy? I don't know, I'm gonna be me and someone else in the desert, and like both we're gonna dehydrate. Like I'll be, man, 1v1 me, who dies wins and survives.
Yeah, exactly. Though for me, the big question mark after this is like, yeah, what happens to the player that got defeated and has now an avatar drained out of blood?
You lose
Because,
all your items.
okay, so I am basically dead and then I need to start over or something.
Yes, you start naked again. That's how survival games in multiplayer works. Like you start naked, you have nothing. You get the materials, you make a base, you save materials, you gear up, go to fight, kill people, you win. You die, you lose. If you kill people, you get more materials, go back home, you have backup. You can die 1, 2, 3 times, and if you die the first time, you have to do everything from the beginning. And your base is not safe. Your base can be raided by enemies. So it's
So
hard.
let's say it like this: 2 months into the game, some people already have progressed to certain stages, and then a new wave of new players is coming in.
Yeah, but you if you didn't die at all in 2 months, you will have steel armor, top gear, uh,
Exactly.
big
So
machineries as a kill. I mean,
so instead of just having a harder time going to for some resources, you just go for the new players that are coming into the game and you one shot them, drinking their blood or gathering their blood, having an easy water resource to you.
I think the blood system will be only um,
Early
for
stages.
no for emergency situations. You won't be able to store it. Like you have to go to the body and drink it. Like I
Or
really do not think they make that system for a long-term survival. And another thing, new players will be able to sit in the safe zone, not PvP area, where you can grind initial stuff, I think, where it's not
mhm.
dangerous, but the top-notch stuff will always be PvP. So as a guild, you have time to prepare to build up uh, something before you go to fight. You can go with a stick. Like in, for example, Lost Ark. Why Ark Survival? You start with a piece of stone. I didn't play the game though. You start with a piece of stone and you can be killed the instant you spawn into the game. You and you can't complain.
Okay, okay.
You just pop in a random location, and if a player is around your zone and sees you, you die, and you have to start over again until you manage to build a base that is not safe. Anybody can come and destroy your base, or you can be unlucky enough to have a dinosaur come and destroy your base. There is PvE too, so it's a risk versus reward. But the risk is 10 times harder in a survival game like this. It can be fun if you're not spawn killed, which I don't think in Dune Awakening will happen. But if you want to play serious, you need a guild, a group of people that you need to be all together, because at night while you're offline, your base is not safe. Now in Dune Awakening, in the safe zone, maybe it will, but you don't know. They didn't see specify
Yeah, that's
anything.
also another thing. I mean, we saw the base, but is this actually built in the open world?
Yes,
Am
yes.
I am I occupying a real spot in the open world?
Definitely it will happen in the PvP zone, but in the PvP zone, any building is not set in stone because anybody and anytime can go there and destroy it. And I'm talking about other games that has the same survival mechanic. and I'm pretty sure Dune Awakening will do the same thing. Because
Meaning, when you are offline, your base is completely bare
the base will be there
to
with
the
all
world.
the materials, everything. If you don't go to a safe zone to deposit everything and you disconnect randomly, the base will be there. Even your character will be there, sitting. Your character won't be offline unless it's killed.
Okay,
I
well,
think in
Conan can
Conan
see the.
they did that. And Conan is their game, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Conan Exile is one of their games.
The same mechanic, it's in the game too. If you log out, your character is there, your building stays there until you log back in. If you don't log back in few minutes, you can risk a lot of stuff. No build, no materials, no character, no life. Survivor games are really, really a time investment. Like if you go for a hardcore game like Ark Survival and Conan Exile, you have to spend a lot of time into the game. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna log in today, I'm gonna go into this PvP zone and gonna sneak out a base. You can sneak out a small base, yes, but if you are lucky, your base will survive the night. If you are not, your base will poof next day.
Well, I need to have this confirmed first. At the moment, there was nothing said like this. What sort of stuff is happening to you or with your base? How online offline mode is different to each other?
Yeah, we have to see a confirmation, but usually this is how.
No, thank you. Since I haven't played really that much or any sort of survival games or MMOs, yeah, the extent to what they could bring was not to my knowledge. Now I know better.
I think our hero Asmongold has some survival gameplay on his channel.
No, that's for sure.
Actually, I think he played something and he was raging a lot. I have to find that. I remember something now.
Okay.
Him trying to go with the rock. Oh my god, I need to search for that after. But yeah, it's not gonna be an easy game if it's gonna be a full survival one. But the question is, I never heard of a safe zone in a survival game. So this is something that I want to see, and I want to understand why you make a safe zone
Well,
and
from
how
what you
big it is.
described right now to me, and also from the showcase, it didn't seem like some sort of hardcore game to me. That's why I would understand this safe zone thingy. Yeah, but what you just said right now, yeah, this would bring the whole setting to a whole new level.
Um, for from what I understand, not from what I understand, for what I think and I speculate about the safe zone, it will be just a city, and you can go into the city with your material gathered and deposit a set amount of space and set amount of quantity of materials that you can deposit for your safe being that nobody can touch. This is what I think. But the real stuff will be people. How? So let me just tell you really quick how people
Of
do
course.
stuff in this kind of survivor games. They gather
Sure.
around 20-ish people, even more if possible, and they split of night owls and the day people. So night owls defend the base at night, and day people defend the base at day. So you have non-stop protection over the base. And if something happens, this is only with hardcore people, they leave the phone with the alarm that people call all the group, and who wakes up, go back into the game and defend. That crazy people are in survival games. So imagine how hardcore people are in MMORPG and how hardcore people are in survival games. You imagine you have to go next day to work, and
Right.
at 3 a.m. in the morning you get the call, guys, we have to defend. Come here. Did I disconnect? No. Why I can't get down off my horse? I can't unmount my horse. What the heck? Bro, what? The key works. I'm so confused now. Wait, do you hear me?
Yeah, I do. I do.
What the heck? Am I in a cinematic thing and I can leave the horse? But I don't want to go down here. Let's see. I can't even talk to the NPC.
This is a bug. It can sometimes happen. Best you can do is just completely close the game and relog back in.
I see. I hope nothing on stream will break while I do this. But yeah, we can continue.
Sure.
It will be an interesting game if they make it right. Not gonna lie.
At this point, really needs to have more information.
Definitely.
Right now, they do flashes with a lot of stuff that looks intriguing, that looks good enough, also fancy in a way. But they need to tell us like how far they are taking it with the survival stuff.
But to be honest, I think
How punishing will this be actually?
even if it's something hardcore, as long as it has a safe zone, a lot of people would be kind of content. But let's be honest, I think 80% of gamers wants to have a good graphic game. They just want visuals. And I talk because I know few of my friends that are more interested into the graphic than the actual gameplay. So yeah. And
Yeah, that's why I'm saying when people go like, oh yeah, they incorporated just the visuals from the movie, this really deep connection between them and the production studio is nothing. I like, no, come on, guys, let's not kidding ourselves. Really, this game is living, like really living from its visuals.
yeah. I mean, many games do that. And many games lives just from the visual, but
Right.
now
So in that sense, I would not call it Dune Awakening. I would call it Dune, the MMO to the film or films at this point. Because you bring nothing new to the narrative of Frank Herbert to the table, not in your own idea, not with your own visuals
but
or with your graphics.
it's not the game, it's not the gameplay that awakens. It's the movie that awakens from a movie to a game. Ah,
Ah, okay. So it is a reference to to
ah.
Dune. Very nice, good. I'm gonna take this. Yeah. I'm gonna think, yeah. Dune Awakening, the awakening of the movie in this format. I get it now. Thank you so much. Okay, the case closed.
Oh my god, we have 2 hours
I
already?
I told you that this topic would keep us engaged.
I know we're talking a lot, but that much?
Yup.
And not to mention that they mentioned that the game will focus on guild and politics. Now, as we said at the beginning, politics is really, really hard in an MMO. Now, how a guild will function here? Because again, we all know about Zerg guilds that just go smash, smash, smash everywhere with 100 people. Will they think about this?
Say again, I think I lost you there in between. What's with the guilds?
You know that bigger guilds just go Zerg around.
Yeah,
Are they gonna
exactly.
think about this, or
My question too.
because yes, it's really nice to uh, have politics and guilds drive the game in a way. But if you don't think about Zerg guild that just put 100 people in a party and just massacre everyone on the field, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. But again, usually in survivor games there are not many rules. So
There aren't.
yeah, it's survival of the fittest. It's it's just like that. You have to survive. You have to go into the best guild. You have to, if you can go into the best guild, make it, because you will need it if you want to get to a top. Nah.
I guess that's for sure, though. Perhaps this is not the worst thing that is emphasized to the players to not be some solo wolves. Instead, that yeah, team play can be very beneficial to you. Going into a guild can change the whole game for you.
Oh yeah, they. I don't know why they mentioned this, but they mentioned something about the ping system. I mean, not kind of all the MMO have a kind of ping system. I know some don't, but how good it would be that they thought about that. Come on, horse.
To be fair, I can't recall a ping system.
I think they just mentioned it once, but it felt a bit odd for me. So, yeah.
That's anyways a basic in any games these days that you can ping.
Yeah, okay, but some games doesn't have a ping system, or at least not a good one.
Right, though you're dealing here with an MMO. I mean, if you are having a good amount of people around you, a group, a raid, whatsoever, of course, then you need a ping system. On the scale of an MMO, this is kind of like a base installment.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if you don't have any communication system in your game, you kind of are forced to use chat, and using chat in a game when you have to think fast is not recommended. Or you can use Discord, but live skillers don't use that. Don't know what voice chat is, so yeah. Ooh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This game. But yeah, I think 2 hours is kind of enough for Dune.
Right, right. We can end it in the similar way like the chief creator was doing, where he mentioned that he hopes that the showcase was something similar to the first experience to Spice, where as soon as he mentioned this, I was like, right, on the saying of Spice, where is this within your game actually?
Damn, I wanted to talk about this. I forgot.
Oh my goodness!
So,
I mean, it's not too late. It's not too
so,
late.
so,
We
so,
can
so, so, so,
rewind it.
so, Spice. You know what Spice for, right? In
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, when the only planet purpose is for the spice, and you are not giving us the opportunity to leave the planet, what the hell will you do with the spice in your game?
No, no, no. The better question is, when you are making a game like Dune, Awakening, and you are starting on the planet that is famous for harvesting the spice drug, and all that you talk about is just typical MMO survival game stuff without mentioning a core element of the narrative that you are representing. What does this say all in all of the project? Because where all of his mentions regarding to spice.
Hmm. Like I know the movie spice is really something important. Like
It's there from the very beginning. What makes me think that it should be there in the game as well is because in the trailer you see, especially at the end, when this character is diving down to the defeated person to the ground and he is holding out his arm, this person who looks up from the ground is facing another man with glowing blue eyes. And this for me is an indication, okay, so spice does exist as it should be.
yeah, that's actually a thing. If they don't add a spice at all, it's extremely fishy because if blue-eyed people exist, spies have to exist.
Well, not blue eyed. in the classic sense.
Yeah,
More like
okay.
in this shining, artificial
Yeah, okay. But
way.
they correlate.
Yup.
That's what I mean. So if you see an NPC, you can go to, hey bro, do you have that spice? Here, take this. Give me the spicy. You know, you can't. The planet is just for the spice. Everything on the planet is for the spice.
Right, and yet it was not mentioned at all what are players doing with it in the game. In what sort of way does it come across in the MMO?
What I think they want, so you will farm, grind, mine the spice from the sand,
Yeah,
and
and do what with it?
you will have to decide to which faction you're gonna sell it to make money. Depending on which faction you choose to sell, more you sell to that faction, more the price will drop. So maybe in this way you will have to always change the faction side. This is extremely over the moon speculation. Okay,
True.
so this is so
Y-
yeah, you will have
Yet
this.
I go along with you. I'm also like, if the only sense that it would make to me is also that they incorporated to the factions, that it is entwined with this system.
So let me say this: Dune, developers from Dune Awakening. If you see this video and you get any information and idea from here, please give us a key. Okay, jokes aside, but yeah, mm, I don't think we can do anything with the spy since it's used to see the future to guide the spaceships,
Through the galaxy, exactly.
and you will just
Extended
have to sell.
lifespan is also not something that I think would benefit us right now.
Probably will be, I don't know, something to give you a percentage of extra life, more HP for a set amount of time. But I think it's
Yeah, if this is a tool of healing or for healing, good. Another story.
yeah,
But
like the
from
healer would be like, take this powder, sniff, sniff.
exactly, exactly. When someone is calling out for medic, you just come there and be like, "Hey, bro, all good, all good. Here, sniff this."
Here is the good stuff, bro.
Exactly, you're gonna feel better in the next 20 seconds. I promise to you.
Man, it's definitely to be seen what they intend to make with this spice.
Unknown territory at the moment.
Oh, yep, really unknown.
But I think here we can really close up our own dialogue about it.
Yep. You are fucking kidding me.
Uh-oh, what's
I can't
happening?
go from my horse again.
It's bugging out once more?
Yes,
Oh no.
bro. What the fuck? I mean, I don't mind if I can go down from the horse, but I can't talk to NPCs and can interact. That's what pisses me off.
This sort of bug is new to me as well. I would advise you to just leave your horse somewhere at this point.
Or just travel and 2 more levels. I'm not 29, sadly. I know how to. I can't because I need to unmount the horse to go into the way. I can go into the water. Hehehe.
Oh, you force unmounted. That's smart.
Let's see if this works. If I can ride the horse under the water, I'm gonna laugh so.
This would be ridiculous now if this bugs out so hard.
Oh, my horse is bugged up. Close it. Kept parking for a bit. Now come here, horsey. Okay, and stay out of the water. If I can get up. Aha, there. Ooh, ooh, a box. A box. See? From a misfortune to a fortune. Bugs are good sometimes.
Sounds promising.
Found a box with knowledge. Okay. Now, let's go to the quest. I just walked next to an NPC and I didn't have a bubble interaction. Hopefully, they didn't have one. I have no idea why this happens. Really no idea. Okay, moment of truth. Works. Ah, perfect. Nice. Problem fix. If you can't unmount, jump into the water. Have we lost Wei now?
No, I'm
Okay.
here.
You didn't say anything, I was...
Sorry, I was just waiting till it's fine with you and your horse again.
Yep, everything fine now, I hope. We can jump into our next game, which is another game that we don't know much, but we're gonna try to squeeze every drop possible from it, which is Chrono Odyssey.
Yeah, the Dark Soul MMO
Yeah,
by N-Pixel. Another Korean game. Yay!
I mean, 90% of all the games are Korean by now, so
At the moment, yeah, just you wait.
just you wait.
Yeah, upcoming other MMOs that Ryan MMO goes, so at least we have 3 titles now in total that indicate Western Studio once again.
I mean, it was time to see some good MMO on our Western taste.
It really is. Don't want to sound mean or something, but at this point I am so fed up with Asian MMOs and also studios in specific. I wanna be main demographic once again.
I don't want to be mean either,
Either.
but I don't like pay to win, man. I really don't have enough time to play a fully game to enjoy it, like from when I wake up to when I go to sleep. I don't want to grind my life, those few hours that I have in a day, just for a guy, and I talk strictly for PvP only, swipe out, get a better gear than me in 3 days, and me have to grind my ass off months after months after months to even think about being able to beat him.
Well, pay to win exists in the West as well. It's also incorporated to our games.
Yes,
But yeah, at
okay.
least we are the main demographic. At least our feedback is taken in first. And not like, oh god, these players again. From the other side of the world. So pesty, so annoying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like when you have a Asiatic MMO, you're like, okay, let me report this bug, this issue. You send the button uh, X doesn't work, and the guy reads, oh, the button Y doesn't work, and forward the message to the intended people from the other side. Those people maybe they're in the middle too. They have to translate the message, and they're like, oh, the button Z doesn't work. And in the end, they fix a button that didn't need to be reworked or didn't need to be repaired. And your issue
Sounds
is
a
never
bit
fixed.
convoluted.
Yes.
What I mean, it goes more in the direction of that really core gameplay mechanics are changed just because, yeah, the Asian side is playing things differently than us. For them, certain content is not working out as it does on our end. There, some aspects of the game are dying out, aka very often PvP elements, while on our end here, it's still working. Yet for us, the game gets altered as well, even though this change or these changes would not be necessary here at all. And at this point, it also just pisses me off that even though these games are all saying, like, yes, we have a global audience and such, we all are following the Asian trend. Like, when you have a game on an international stage, why can't it be that because of that, you have certain versions running for each section? Like, there's one for the West, one for the Middle East, even, and yeah, then the Asian one.
You mean to
Why?
have different game patches?
Yes,
Like, I don't
cert.
know, PvP
Yeah,
for us, more PvP?
exact, exactly. Because certain patches, we have seen this in specific with BDO, are not necessary to be here in the West. It pisses off our side even harder than on the Asian one. And if you say that you have a globally running game, why are you not taking into consideration that globally your game is acting differently?
Hmm. That could be good and bad at the same time.
It is a challenge.
Yes.
Definitely. I know that myself. Of course, it is a challenge. But then don't act on an international stage.
They need to think about the core mechanic from the beginning, I think, and make it doable in both situations. But yeah.
If you're completely honest, it's all about just gaining the money from our side here. It's not about pleasing the Western player base or or really incorporating them. No, it's all about this is just the secondary marketplace where the game is installed and gets milked.
I mean, it's always like that.
At this point, yes, it is. But as soon as a Western game is coming out, decent enough, yeah, I will just ditch any sort of Asian MMO. I am done with this.
Yep, I see where you're going with this, but in a way, it's their bad that they kind of generalized everything instead of trying to make everyone happy with the same game. They make just a game for one kind of people, and then when they want to go public, they fail because they go public uh, worldwide to the wrong player base. Like there is no point going doing this. Just don't. You just show that you just want the money, and then woof. Like we had some games that actually did that, and it's shown that they didn't last 1 year. After 1 year they're already closed, which is kind of obvious. But yeah, I just want a game that is more focused on what I like. Like here on the West, we have PvP, combat, action combat. That's what I want. That's what I
I
get.
want to be taken into consideration when it comes to feedback. That's my point of view. Because BDO, for example, one of the best examples, people here in the West like BDO very much too. Yet the feedback that we are given is really just thrown into the wind, like discarded, whatever. You know, you are not acknowledged as a Western player. Really not. They cannot even hold their dev updates in English. No, it is all just in Korean, and we need up to this date we need to translate it for ourselves. It's not even, that they're coming with English subtitles right away or any sort of translation for us so that we understand too what's going to happen with our game that is also here installed in the West. It just shows a disrespect, a real disrespect, and being like, you guys, despite your Western currency, you can go fuck yourselves.
Yep. Like when you see that they want to communicate with their player base, but they don't give a shit about make
Language. And
language
they,
and being understood by everyone, it's
yeah, and
laughable.
on purpose are doing a language gap.
Like I understand English is really hard to learn for them, as is Korean hard to learn for us because it's a huge difference in language style.
That's why I'm saying, why are
But
you not
at
incorporating
least,
a real life or in real time a really good subtitle
exactly,
asset
at
to
least
your
that.
streams? Yeah, exactly, at least that. I'm not saying that you have to learn this and you have to speak flawless in English, as you said. This cultural barrier that it is that that someone that is used to an Asian tongue going for English is as hard as someone with a Western tongue going for an Asian language. But at least incorporate then subtitles right away so that there is some sort of indication that you have an acknowledgement and respect for your Western player base.
I think there were some companies that tried to talk in English at least for a while, but they started talking
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
Chinese or
sometimes
Korean with
it was
subtitles.
popping up from some ends. So yeah, back to Chrono Odyssey.
A
Here,
time,
what we got is also just more or less a big trailer.
a trailer that looks graphically really good, but in my eyes, for me, it looks pre-rendered.
Yes, this trailer looks super stylized.
I
Like,
mean,
you wanna tell me that this is actual raw in-game footage?
nah, that's
Not so sure about that.
really hard to believe that. I would love to have a game that looks like that and plays, but to actually believe this, you need to show me the actual gameplay. No
Yup,
cinematics, no pre-rendered stuff. I just want to see you.
with the UI. Yup, with the UI. Not just clean, sleek, nothing else. Some sort of combat
Exactly.
arrangement. I
Oh
mean,
my
for me,
god! I got
what's
the title
happening?
Dead Drunk!
Oh my goodness,
Yes!
that fits you, that fits you.
I'm gonna change it right now.
Do it, have fun.
Ah. Yes, I got it.
That is my destiny title.
You didn't hesitate 1 second. That fits you so well. I'm like,
Excuse me? Yeah, says the one who promoted his channel as in, I'm the drunk fox. Have a glass of wine with me and enjoy some gameplay.
I even have I have my character have a drunk face. Yeah.
Yeah, see. Anyway, so with Odyssey,
Well,
for me, anytime I hear this title, I have a, how to say, a bell ringing in my head because I link this game so hard to the video of Narc
I know.
that that he made about it, because this video is absolutely brilliant to me. It encapsulates so much my own sarcasm and criticism that when I heard his narrative on the trailer, it was so spot on. Really entertaining. I was laughing hardcore. It is really, if you have not seen it yet, guys, you have to go and just watch the video by Narc for Chrono Odyssey. One of the first things that you will hear is later, I think he spells it right just at the beginning in the intro, and then later on he just calls it Chrono Oddity for the rest of the video. And this is also a really good nickname. But yeah, I mean, some of the references that he's doing there. Like, I am presented with stunning visuals, graphics, make a good game, said no one ever.
Oh yeah, I
No,
remember that.
this was such a good sentence.
Well, again, we have no actual gameplay. We just have hopes, word of hopes from them. But
Yep.
the gameplay will be surrounded, not be surrounded, will be mainly about a time-based combat,
Yeah,
which
the
I
whole
what?
game is based on the concept of space and
Yeah, you
time.
can change the time where you can do something. I don't need this right now. Pass.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about the time system, how you can travel between time. Don't ask me. my brain didn't work. I was like, no, thank you. But
For PvE, this might be funny that you can just freeze time and you reposition yourself in a better spot. So then, when time is unfrozen, you have a greater angle and you defeat your opponent better.
yeah, but
But honestly, how the heck do you want to have this incorporated and balanced for PvP?
that's not the question here. The question is how this will work in multiplayer. Like, if you freeze the time, the
Yeah,
boss should be frozen.
that's also something. And then if a multitude of players is just doing that, the boss is forever in in freeze status.
I mean, you can change that at this point and have free DPS. Unless only you can see the boss frozen. But I don't know. Concept and idea, really cool. In practice, crumbles apart.
Yeah, I mean this Chrono Odyssey with the trailer that I see and also the concept behind it is on a level of a philosophical point where on paper, yeah, this sounds very fancy and sophisticated, but really revealed in an actual game, those concepts, those glass structures are falling rather quickly, in my opinion.
Now it depends if they gonna scrap all the time freezing, going further in time and stuff like that, and just gonna make going back in time only your character. eh, okay, maybe that could work.
Might be, might be. Though, as stunning as the visuals are looking like, also for the combat, there is again this red flag popping up for me on the screen, similar to Throne and Liberty.
Yes.
Yes, the how to say the performance of skills look really nice. But when you look closely, very often the character does not move from position. They're swirling around a lot with the arms, and there's some dynamic skill effect in front of the character. I've seen this with the mage type, but not really that this person is moving while casting the skills.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
all Souls like kinda put you in place when you attack. So you
Yeah,
start.
the
So if
I know the reference even to Elden Ring I see in your gameplay. It is flashy, but most of the times you are only moving when you really want to dodge.
yes,
And then you have flashy skills or skill dynamics in front of you in between.
well, Souls like are special in a way
Mm-hmm.
because you do not play around yourself. You play around the enemy you're fighting. So you have
Right.
to know when to attack and where not. In an MMO, you play around yourself. You are the main character. You are doing all the action. So being stuck on place on a skill or attack feels really off.
And restrictive.
If it
Right.
if the game emphasizes that there will be PvP, you have to think really careful how you do this. There is PvP in Elden Ring, and it's meh. I'm not saying this for myself. I'm saying this from a lot of people that actually played a lot of PvP, and it's meh. And
All
it's
right.
not because of the stack in Elden Ring that you are always in place, it's because of the delay. So if you know and get into the mentality of how stuff should work, could be possible, but in a mass PvP, mm-mm. I'm sorry, but a mass PvP game with Souls-like combat system can't work.
I'm there
Because
with you. Yeah. I'm having really the same thoughts.
if it's 1v1, it's a really, really cool combat system to try.
Yeah. Because this is what is also really, really engaging when you watch stuff with Elden Ring.
But uh, as lo- as soon as there is more than two people, one baits and the other one strikes, fully ruining the whole game. And yeah, you have no counterplay with that. You either get hit to not get baited, and you get a hit, or you get baited and get a hit anyway. What do you choose? Exactly.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I am thinking back to the times where I have watched some clips of Elden Ring when they nah, opened up the ability that yeah you can have PvP in the open world or stuff like that.
When you are in open world, you choose to be invaded. Like there
Okay.
is a choice by you. You can be invaded by one, two, depends how many people are in
I
that
just want
spot
to
and
say
level.
that when two people were ganking on a person, it looked just
You can do,
clunky.
yeah, you can do much as long as you know what you're doing. It's really hard to fight one with you. Maybe there are some really experienced people that can do that, and I'm pretty sure you've seen many videos of 1v2 that looked okay and fun, but you need a lot of skill to pull that off, and luck.
Most of the times what I saw really looked just like funny to me in a sense of I can't take this so much serious. It has some silliness to it, but okay. As long as people have fun like that, that's all what counts in the end.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have fun, any game is good, even if it's the most garbage game in the world. But you need to have fun even if you lose, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, if you lose and you are frustrated that you always lose, there is always this bug that happens, or it's this movement that you can't do it because you are too slow, your weapon is blah blah blah, 100 reasons. The game is not a game anymore. It's a chore, in my opinion. I think.
With Chrono Odyssey, we don't really see any sort of
Yes.
group PvP. What is showcased to us is really all about the player versus the mobs.
Yeah, you.
Certain mobs that have a specific Dark Soul vibe, and that the hitbox apparently is rather impressive.
Now,
But really, at the moment, I
wait,
don't
wait,
really
wait.
see a greater PvP aspect here.
The hitbox is extremely deceiving in any video that you can see. Why?
Okay.
Because you can't remove the hitbox from anything. They could just make a cinematic with that scene. They just
Oh,
put a character.
sure.
Oh, as soon as the sword is like that, bam! You put a physic that hits the character, something like that. It's easy to make. It's easy to fake. Uh, this is why I mean, with the addition of AI and all this stuff, it's extremely easy to scam people right now. So for me, Chrono Odyssey is a huge, huge question mark.
Yeah, at the
I'm
moment it's just hard to say visual orgasm and nothing really
yes, yes.
solid to grasp to with a UI with direct gameplay that can solidify or confirm what we see in the trailer.
I told you I got my lesson. I do not believe any game that is
No,
in
same here.
alpha,
It is.
beta, stuff like that. No, I see. I'm saying looks good. I'm gonna wait to see more and close the window.
I'm gonna wait up until I see direct gameplay. Doesn't need to be really launched. The game.
Yeah,
After all, I also just saw direct gameplay from Throne and Liberty when it got leaked over. And when I had my glimpse to that, I could absolutely turn my back on it, being like, okay, nope,
I
I knew
think.
it.
Let me check. I think you can watch Throne and Liberty right now.
Yeah, of course, because right now it's already released.
Yeah.
Not here in the West, but it happened over there.
Face of a savior. Thank you, but I'm dead drunk. Yeah, except good graphic and maybe good combat, there is nothing else to see in Chrono Odyssey. At least for now. I'm already a bit skeptical that it's PC console only. When I see console with PC, for me, the world starts to crumble a bit. I don't like to see console in any MMORPG.
Yeah, because it always means that it was more developed for the console than the PC.
Not necessary,
Yes, necessary.
but imagine skills. You want to be comfortable for console too. So you will make
No, no, no,
less
not
skills.
for console too. It has to be comfortable for the console. That's why I'm saying you don't develop a game for PC and console. You develop it for the console and then you port it over to PC. That means from the very start, you are designing a skill set with only a certain amount of skills that is in particular working for the joystick of the console. That means you create a UI that looks especially good on the console. And then later on, when all of this works with the console, you go like, yeah, okay, now we can also port it to the PC. But all the assets that you see there, it's not that someone was like, oh yeah, this could really look nice on the personal computer, and then later on, why not also PS5? No, they started with console. They needed the game to work there in particular and foremost, and afterwards they they were just concluding, okay, fine for the PC as well.
But this is how majority of Souls lights go. Are all made for console, and then they are trying to port it on PC. In fact, if you try to play a Souls like from PC, you will tear your hair apart because that's the moment when you are like, I'm gonna buy a joystick for my PC. That's it. This is why I play Sekiro, Elden Ring, all Dark Souls with my controller because it's a nightmare.
Yeah, because you just feel it that everything there was made for the joystick. This was the first in choice tool. You know, it's like with the PC, for example. Particular games that have a great arsenal of skills that work perfectly on a keyboard. If people take it up to a console or to a joystick, it's just like, what the heck am I going to do here? Too much buttons. I don't have this here. But at the same time, yeah, vice versa, you feel underwhelmed because if something is there in particular for a joystick, the keyboard feels too much of a stretch. Like, what am I? All of my buttons, the majority of it feels so sad and left out.
Maybe I can show you how the difference one day. How it feels to play Elden Ring with PC and joystick. But it's, I don't know. If I see console to any game, MMO and more especially, it's mostly probably a no for me.
Same here. When I see it, I take my distance from it because I just know certain aspects of the game that I would like to see are not present. Hence, an arsenal of skills. Something where I get so bombarded with an amount that I would be desperate enough to go out and buy me a gaming mouse. Since I don't know what to do anymore. With an MMO that was designed also around console, I know, nope, I will have so much free buttons. No concern for me in this matter.
It's nice. I like really much when I have 2 bars of 12 buttons to
I
use my
know.
skills,
I know.
and then the game is like, take this extra 10 skills. Why not? I have to use Q, E, R, T, F, G, Z, X, C, V, B, all the keyboard. And I'm like, okay, something else? Yeah, take these 5 skills too. Why not? And I'm like,
Right? One of the best feelings. But at the moment, yeah, games are no longer designed like this.
yeah, sad, you know.
Also to my personal disappointment. I really liked it back in the days when you started an MMO or a game and it was just thrown at you. And you
Yeah,
really had to think like, what the heck am I doing now?
you start like with 5 skills at the beginning. So, oh, easy, just 5 skills, okay. 2 levels, bam, double. 10 skills, what?
Yep, and at the very end, when you are a healer or something, you sit there with 25 plus skills.
Yeah, then some of games simplify the healers until the bone from 20 skills, then all the buffs in 1 skill eventually. Then was like, really
Yep.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, also ranged and melee classes these days have the same thing. I'm asking myself, what is it that we have to simplify combat this much or reduce skills? Was it really so hard? Was it really too much back in the days to just throw stuff at people and be like, yeah, sort it out for yourself, live with it? I have one of my fondest memories by just getting overwhelmed by my games and in the end being like, you know what? F this. Going out to an electronic store and be like, what is a gaming mouse? Now the time has come.
Yeah. It's a nice experience when you are overwhelmed with all the skills and everything, but
Yep. And then you go back to your PC on this day, you plug it in, and you tell to your game, like, here, happy now? This is what you made me do.
yeah, play for another 5 minutes. And those skills, I don't have buttons anymore. Bam, take another mouse, a gaming mouse with you have 9, let's say 12. That's 12 I have on mine. When I actually, let me check. No, it's 9. It's 9. It's a cheaper one. Sorry. And then you go back to the shop and give me a mouse with 16 buttons.
Okay, to be fair, this is something I did not do, because either I'm too stupid for this, or my movement in the hands isn't as precise. But when there are really too many buttons, like in a row, and you just have the like 8 or 12, finding the exact one with my thumb was no.
Yeah, to be honest, I never played with MMORPG, MMO mouse. Never. So I have it because it's a modular mouse. But I just use the backwards and forward key, so just two of them. So I actually don't know how I do react on with my thumb on the mouse buttons. But I can say that on keyboards I can use up to T, G and B, all skills, and 6 and maybe F5, 6.
Yeah, same here. Together with the one button that you can use for degree, together with the button that is for capital and shift. Even the tab. In some games, I've altered the tab button to no longer be tab but be usable.
Nah, for me tab was always I not even over my pride, I never changed my tab. It was always to see my teammates, my party. Press tab, I see team. Ah, perfect.
Okay.
I love to check the team board, the leaderboard thingy in a matchmaking.
I get you.
Randomly, I just press it just to see an image change in front of me instead of pressing Alt Tab. It's
Why not? Personal preference, why not?
yeah, just to have a different window.
Sure. Anyways, I guess that is all that we can say about Chrono Odyssey at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we will have to squeeze skies in heaven to get even one more drop of this Chrono Odyssey. Oh, I have to sneak around these NPCs.
They need to be more active. They need to start up talking.
Where do I have to go? They need to start increasing their activity.
Yup, and feed us with some more information.
But yeah, since they are twittering with their website, maybe we're gonna see some news these days. Now it depends how many weeks slash months slash years does the website take to get a
To
an
be
upgrade.
revamped, yes.
Yes, because if you go to the website, just chronoodyssey.com, I think it's the website. Just go. You get a big white screen with some information. They deleting all emails, and they telling that the reason is redesign of the website.
Which just sounds fishy in itself.
Though they are a bit active on Twitter. I don't know exactly with what kind of stuff, but I don't think it's gameplay, because the internet will have been full. I wanted to check it before the stream, but I forgot. But they are kind of posting stuff there. So a bit of activity, yeah, a little teaser, a bit of activity they have, but we need to see some gameplay and some actual
in-game footage
actions. Yes.
and not just some overly stylized trailer.
What the? Ah. Sometimes this quests in BDO are like, what the heck? I have the auto path to this place, and now nothing happens. Why the heck did they make me put the bear trap on the boar trap on the ground if the boar doesn't get trapped? And I have to kill it myself. Doesn't make sense. Oof.
Just follow it.
What do you think? Didn't you notice anything strange? The child was in a daze,
Mm-hmm.
having fallen, claiming if my
We can talk a bit Throne and Liberty if you want.
Say again, more clear.
We can talk a bit about Throne and Liberty too, if you want.
Yeah, we can end it like this. I mean, we already mentioned it, so.
Yeah, but at least we have visual. We had visual because now the whole game is changing. Let's say it's changing into a bit of better state, but still it is questionable. So,
Absolutely, it is.
so we all know that the game was kind of mobile phone, right? With autoplay and ridiculous
Yes,
amount of grinding for
it
the auto thingy. Yes, it
has
had.
these mobile game features.
Yes, it had. Now it doesn't anymore. At least not when it will come out soon. TM. So
To the West
they
because
did
they made a release
in
in
Korea.
Asia.
In Asia,
Yeah,
yeah.
in Korea.
So they did a combat overwhelm. Let's say they made the game a bit more fluent. You're not stuck in place, and the combat between players, aka PvP, is not laughable.
I just hope that it will bomb right away in the West too. They don't deserve anything else than just that this whole thing bombs.
I don't know. I mean, it has some gameplay mechanics that I would like to see in other games. I'm not gonna lie about this.
Such as,
You have a tower challenge climbing. That it's a solo challenge. You go into a tower and you just fight something or boss, some mobs, and you climb up and so on. That's something that was in Terra, but it was party-driven gameplay for that, and was
oh, the spiral thing, okay.
that dungeon was so hard. So this is a mechanic that I would like to see in other games too. Single player or multiplayer, I don't care, but a bit of diversity would be nice. Also, the tower climb mechanics are really common in mobile games. Keeping this in mind, okay? The game has a lot of solo challenges, again, present in mobile games. So we still didn't get rid of all the red flags that the game had before. Maybe, okay, the red flag of combat system got a bit yellowish.
Yeah, right. But if you take so much inspiration from a mobile game or from this genre, guys, then just make a freaking mobile game. Don't port it to an MMO, and especially don't marketing it as some sort of action combat
Yeah.
instead of being just straightforward.
Oh, 1 second back to Chrono Odyssey. I want to
Mm.
say they have really nice bosses art. One of which is a fox, and I'm giving them 5 stars from that boss only. Okay, back to Throne and Liberty.
Sure.
Throne and Liberty will always also have uh, open world bosses, and the feature that had the biggest red flag got removed, which is the autoplay mode. And I said at the beginning that the game had huge amount of grind. They will reduce the amount of grind because of the autoplay removal. What do you think about the autoplay removal?
I think all of this is coming too late, really.
I mean, they lost a lot of player base because
Yeah,
of the
I
autoplay at the
don't
beginning.
commend them at all at how they handled the situation, because when people gave this type of a feedback already during their betas, or perhaps even an alpha, you know, what what they gave as a reply was, yeah, okay, thank you so much, but it's not like that we can change these core elements of the game. But then, all of a sudden, when the stock when the stock price of the company itself was decreasing because of the shitstorm that they received for this game, look at that, how it was suddenly possible. And this kind of stuff really makes me angry. Really makes me angry. When before you hear all of these, I call them excuses towards the players, being like, guys, you want us to change something that is, you know, a key thing of the game. It's so entwined with the whole system. No way that we can change this at this finish point. And then look at that. When it's about money and stock value, bada
Magic
bing, bada boom,
happens.
magic happens. Like, you are like, now look at this. Can someone tell me what sort of divine intervention must have happened that this became possible? Even though it was so marketed as, nah, not gonna happen. This task is too much for us or in general. You know, always playing the players as some sort of fools, and their demands are on a level that you cannot follow up.
I think they have this imagination, something in their brain that tells them, it's fine. Even if we do things like that, players will accept it anyway and will play the game and give us money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, stuff like
Sure.
that.
This only happens when players invested 1 year into your shit game, and then you turn the game into from a shit game to a even shitter game. Only then
I
player
agree.
will keep spending money
Uh,
on your trash.
Yup, I agree.
Starting with already a bad game? My friend. Doesn't work like that.
The
But
other problem that I have with TL is that I don't really see a vision there. This game
mhm,
is just a pile of concepts that got so often renewed and overhauled that even people couldn't track up with it anymore. At the very beginning, like 10 years ago or something, when we heard already certain rumors about it, it was an isometric game. It totally looked like a copy for Lost Ark.
that was too funny for me, not gonna lie. When I
Yeah,
saw that and saw the transformation, I laughed so hard.
yeah, and then later on, okay, it became more the typical third person style. And then as a third, they started to implement the mobile
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So to me, this really looks like something, this is not your creative vision that you really follow up. No, you just incorporate all the time things that you think are now the trend and you want to have a piece of the cake. So you started with an isometric game because this was a hype at this point when you started with development. Then it flaunted down. So you went back on the traditional sense, third person. And then all of this mobile game hype was starting to be in place. Or games like Genshin Impact were there, who made a huge revenue for themselves by
Yeah.
taking a record of 600 million in the first week of being released. And every time this sort of stuff is happening, they see it in the gaming industry and they go like, okay guys, you know what, since we're so unoriginal, we don't have our own concept that we are sticking to. No, we are just throwing and bending and extending to what the industry has a trend of right now. And this formula is yikes to me. Like, really yikes.
I mean, it could work, but if you don't have a name in one of these industries that you trying to
That's the
inject
next
yourself,
thing. It's freaking NC-soft. Like, honestly, you are an industry veteran and you can't come up with your own concept. There is no original vision inside of your company anymore. This type of stuff I would expect from an indie company that still feels so insecure, does not have really a spot in the industry, not much experience, and so on. So they try with stuff like this to please the audience and have, in a way, a guaranteed hit. But someone that is around for this amount of time,
hmm,
you from a company like that, you would expect that there comes the next triple A next gen MMO that will define the industry.
yeah,
If
I
from nobody else, it should come from this corner of the industry. Someone with the budget, someone with the team, someone with the expertise. this is where you should be able to expect the next in line that, under quotation marks, revolutionizes the genre. And instead, you get just a pile of junk.
Yeah, they had pretty good gains, but
Yeah, and now apparently they're so deep in, or too much in the whole of being a corporate company with a board of suits, just to quote Steven, for which they lost any sort of really creative inspiration.
maybe they just trying to desperately make a bit of more money on the last bridge of their life. Who knows? But kind of hard. NCSoft is gonna die, but it's strange that they make such weird games. Like, why I say games, it's because Throne and Liberty, I think, went into 3 stages of games.
Of game development,
Yes,
yes.
and I'm like, come on, man, that's too much. I get 1, but 3, kinda, uh, kinda bad visually. I mean, you're okay. You follow the game at the beginning. You're hyped. You're blah blah blah. But you see the game is trash. You see the game is trash second time. You're gonna lose hope eventually. You're gonna lose interest, and you will definitely not gonna be there. Oh, I can't wait to see what this company is gonna do for the next game. I mean, after Throne and Liberty is gonna get out, if NCSoft announces another game, that they'll be like, ah, yeah, okay. Or people will be like, yeah, okay. You launch another game, okay. Tell us when you actually launch it. We're not gonna follow anything except some people will do because yeah,
Right now, you
fans.
don't need to follow them at all.
Yeah. I
No,
almost
if you want to
finished.
still play MMOs as a player in these days, look forward to the titles that are coming from the West. Let's
Yep,
see how Ashes will look like as a finished product. Let's see what the Riot game has in store when it's done, and also this project made by Ghostcrawler.
yep. Even Bugs Day looks decent. Not gonna lie. Even if it goes towards this survival kind of MMORPG, but it looks interesting.
People that are into survival game mode, they can have a blast with this perhaps as well. Yep.
Yeah. But our saviors is Ashes of Creation, Riot MMO, and Ghost right now that are going through my head.
Same here. Studios where you also know that they will publish their game on their own without a third party publisher in between. Like
Oh,
handing it over to Amazon.
or even worse, handing it over to Gameforge.
Yeah, in case that they will actually ever get something. Yeah, might be that Jade Dynasty does that.
No, please no. No,
I have heard one speculated rumor that they might hand it over.
please do not do that. I want to try the game, and I don't want to cry doing that. They already killed my soul game. They killed another game that I played. I don't want to see other games going there to their demise. Demise, right? Yeah, English is not on
I
my
would.
side.
It's fine. I would think that it might can happen in case that the dynasty is following up the same plan, like that they give out their game right now again to our
Oh boy.
public. They can just fool with only permitting them a license for 2 years, keeping them in the air hanging if after these 2 years it actually gets renewed or not. And in fact, it doesn't. Because yet again, they were just giving it away to the Western side in order to have an easy money flow with our currencies that we are pumping in there so that further development can happen. And then they finish it alone on their side, eventually giving it away to the main demographic on the Asian section.
Well, hopefully not. And we can see another Asian style MMO on our side to have some
For the people that want to
flashbacks.
be a DPS, sure. For all the people that are, as always, just praying to any sort of deity that they not only will have the Trinity, but a dedicated healer class there. Yeah, congratulations. Word of Jade Dynasty has a healer, but you are locked by being a freaking lolly.
Come on, maybe they will realize having the only gender low class being the healer is a stupid ass move. They have to
I don't
realize
think
this.
I don't think that they will give up on it. Every Asian game has a lolly class, and giving it to the healer for them is just such, I don't know, a hand in hand deal.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I know, I mean, maybe people that play healers in their country there likes to have this cutesy character that jumps around a little and cute and squeaky voice. I don't know.
Yeah, probably they will go after some statistics that is showing then that first of all, no deny, this is even in the West, most healers are girls. And girls go for female classes, and if they have even the chance to be a cutie lolly, then it's jackpot. But for me, this is just another reason to wait for a Western MMO because here
No.
the people apparently understand that there are also guys that want to play healers with a male character, and
Booga
even
booga.
girls they want to go male class with healer.
Booga booga.
Ha!
We marry booga booga everything. We play only DPS.
Yeah, I mean, for me, while I'm also fed up, I am done with the DPS fiesta in Asian MMOs.
Yeah.
Because God forbid that you have a dedicated healer class. God forbid that all of these solo players in the Asian world are deemed to have a supporter with them and they need to search for the supporter class or even the tank class. therefore, screw these social interactions and activity. Let's just make everything a DPS show so that you are not in need to wait for anybody. You're also not in need to play together with other people. You can just be a lone wolf all the time and just grind your ass off for 10 hours straight. And whenever you see another player, you are not like, oh damn, I am in an MMO. How nice to see someone else. Socializing. No. What the fuck is this jerk doing at my grind spot? Please, I don't want to see anybody here. As soon as I see another player, I'm screaming.
Yeah. Like here in BDO, what I've noticed that I don't like that people are coming into my farming spot and they have a huge area to grind. And I already told you
Everybody.
that.
Yeah, everybody develops this kind of mindset in BDO that, yeah, when you see somebody else near your grinding spot, you go like, oh, please, no. Oh, what does he want now from me? What does this pleb want from me? What are you doing here? Piss off.
Yeah, it's how can I say, kind of toxic to have only DPS in a game, because
Yes,
DPS means thinking only to yourself. You don't need to think about the healer, tank, or other party members.
exactly. You can be a lone wolf.
So we can go back a bit to Throne and Liberty and say that the huge and the most important issue that wasn't fixed yet is the botting. So after removing the autoplay, people autoplay with outside software, with third-party software, which is bad because now the game doesn't allow you. I mean, now the game is still made for stupid amount of grind that is required for the guild to remain in a top leaderboard. So more you grind, more you do some points. I don't understand exactly how it works. And you are counted in the guild with all the other guild members towards this point, and the guild goes into a leaderboard. Top guild into the leaderboard, guess what? Receives real money, the currency that you buy with real money, and the secondary currency that you can obtain in game, but it's more hard to obtain. So that's the
Awesome.
game. The game has two pay to win currency. One that you, uh, how can I say, you buy with real money, and one that you can farm in game to buy the currency that you buy with real money. So in a way, you can farm your soul out to be able to get on spot. But yeah, just the idea that bots exist will totally nullify everything for guild content stuff, because you have to grind so hard and so much to even be at the same level with a bot.
It is a mess. Let's just say it like this. It is a mess. For me personally, the biggest issue is that there is no healer class. Another MMO title that could have had all the assets prepared to have a dedicated one, and yet they totally missed out again on the opportunity.
This is what I do not understand.
And guess what?
Yes.
It's not like that there is no healing system in a way existing. You do heal. You do heal yourself.
With potions?
With bloody pets!
Oh yeah, with the pets?
With bloody pets that are giving you. You know, this is what I am reduced to at this point.
Oh my god, you know, I'm
Don't
gonna...
dare
Wait,
to
wait, wait, wait,
have a
wait.
player. No, no, no. You have such some cutesy pets that are healing you.
I need to find a gif with the pat hand and put it on top on your head when you talk about pets and healing pets.
No, what the fuck? I mean, I understand the notion, but because yeah, it's true. I could just go through the roof. This is a type of thing that makes me explode. No, really, at this point, I can honestly say that I feel absolutely mocked by the MMO genre, in specific by the Asian type, with what sort of concepts they come up in order that people can heal themselves. Because no shit, we need healing. Everybody needs healing. It's not like you can go totally without it, so you need pots and such, but people don't want to just press extra every time they need healing, because especially when it comes to PvP, you need consecutive healing, something that is there constantly. And guess what? You could have it so easily. Just implement a healer class. Just give the people that have lost their hearts to this kind of stuff, who want to be dedicated healers, give them the opportunity. But no, 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 no. No way. No way that we can do this. Because that would mean all this power is again in the hands of players and they could start socializing. Or in worst case scenario, have pocket healers and such stuff. So, nah, instead we just go with pocket pets.
I don't understand the removal, the annihilation of healers in games, in MMORPGs that have PvP, have mass PvP, and have GVG, and even faction versus faction. You remove healer class. Why? Why?
Yeah, and then perhaps later on they still implement a supporter class. I do not dare to call them. I don't give them the pleasure to call them healer, more like buffers. Again, best example right now. Look at BDO.
Shy.
Everybody's crying for shies, or the PA and the healing that witch wizards are supporting. You just see immediately, mainly in PvP fights, the gap that is there and the demand that would be there for actual consecutive healing. So if there would be a real healer class, yup, the place would be there, the need would be there, and yet you don't do it. Because Asian MMOs are just like, nope, can't have that. I see to a certain degree why it exists, because you need to look at how do players work there, especially how their internet, more like really how their internet is working. Not like with us, where we have the unlimited speed and data available to us, and everything just has, you know, a fixed up price. In various regions, it is still like with us back in the 90s, that you pay per minute. So people there really don't wanna waste their time to find like a tank or a healer that is necessary, otherwise you cannot participate in certain content. And if in the end it doesn't happen that they find the healer or the tank, they just wasted an hour. Anyways, as soon as titles like from Riot or even Ghost or Ashes is coming along our way, no longer need to concern myself with why this cannot happen. I
You
have a
know,
Western studio that understands that, yeah, there are honestly actual players dedicated to the crowd and the opportunity of taking a healer or tank class to them. I know what?
want to say, after Ashes will release, I'm gonna miss the copium.
Why? You have the copium right in front of you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be oversaturated with that. I'm gonna get
Then
used
you're
to.
gonna
I
be
need a
you're gonna
newer
be high
copium.
the whole no.
Yes,
You're gonna be high the whole day.
it it's not gonna have effect on me anymore after
Mm.
a few months. They need to pump out an update after a few months to say, oh, we're gonna have this update. We're gonna have an island or I don't know something interesting underground. Please give me the copium.
No. At this point I'm like I was on how are the machines called at the hospital that you have in order to keep you alive? Yep, on those ones, I've been this way for a couple of years now to keep going. When Ashes is here, I just wanna, life support. I just wanna rip this all off from me and be like, okay, yup. Now I'm Gucci to go.
Yeah,
I have the real deal in front of me, and I hope it will be on the level of, you start gaming and you think like, yeah, just maybe like 4 hours maximum. The next time you watch your clock, it's like fucking 2 a.m. in the morning, and what the heck just happened?
yep. I need to start training on a sleep routine to be able to sleep less, just to play more Ashes. I'm gonna find anything I can find on the internet, start practice, learn it, do it, and enjoy Ashes.
Yeah, something like this. Back to the days when you go to bed, you think about your game, you dream about it, and the first thing when you wake up is you have this name in your brain. You go like, all right, just grab some sort of breakfast. Doesn't matter. No need to change clothes.
Bruh,
Where's my PC?
why is my horse inside a roof?
Because you drove it there.
I did. I didn't use my horse since the last bug happened.
Then it felt lonely or wanted to have a better view.
Wait, did I finish all Land of the Morning Light? Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, no, I think collection of tales. I think I have to do those tales too. Uh, do I? Ruler of the Beak. Let's see. I don't see anything. I'm gonna. Ooh, look how many things are completed in my bookie thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
easy. It needs to be done.
Yep, yep. Completing stuff. Uh, where is the box? Where is the box? Ah, I have to complete the quest. I have a quest that it gives me some worker, and I don't know which worker to choose.
At the moment, I would guess Heidel. If oh no, it wants to have your work on the morning light.
Yeah.
At this point, random.
Give me a number from 1 to 3.
2, like always.
Okay. Uh, okay. 3 boxes to open. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same stuff. I haven't got a potion. I used to unlock a bottom left crystal slot. Yes, thank you. Finally, I have one more crystal slot.
That is the main reason why you do the quest line, so that it opens up.
You have actually 2.
That to get, yeah, I know, together with the APDB, but yeah, crystal slot is just coming right next after.
One is from the fairy. 2 are from the fairy. Requires storm devoured. What's that? Require fairy awakening weapon equipped. I don't know. Okay. What is with the CTGU now? Hey, have we lost play?
No, I am sorry. I was reading our guild chat. If you want, you can accept, but I suspect it has something to do with some PvP beef, like always with our
Yeah,
guild.
if I go there, I'm just gonna look and gonna die. So I'm gonna pass. Sadly, but
Time will come. Don't worry.
I hope. I hope. Ah, I've
But yeah,
noticed
oh, we had a really good talk. Now, I guess we are coming close to the end of today's stream.
3 hour and a half. We can hit
Yeah,
4 hours. I mean,
lol, new
we could
personal record or what?
we could talk for our other 3 hours, but I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, see,
I'm kind of tired, so yeah, maybe I will try to do but some milestones, some 24-hour stream,
ooh,
some souls like challenge. That there are some fears of mine that I won't tell because I don't want people to ask me to do that. That I really don't want to do, but
oof.
no one will find out. Don't worry. Okay, take horsey and go back to the mainland, and we can end the stream here.
Alrighty.
Thank you everyone for being here, or watching, listening, or didn't have any chat today, unfortunately. So we gonna bring up again in the far future these games when they gonna spawn.
About to be released, yeah.
Yes, from the cage. And I might stream some of them if they're worthy. And I don't know, I'm gonna do 2 weeks of a game. I will try to play it every day and give an honest opinion. Probably something like that. But until there is a lot of stuff, a lot of days and stuff might change. So gonna see on the spot exactly what we're gonna do. Okay, so good night, guys. Have a good day, night, wherever you are, and see you to the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.